So the Variety Intelligence platform, or what they call their VIP Plus, has done some wonderful work when it comes to the state of the cinema business. And of course, they've highlighted some of the challenges that they face right now, which seems to be rather substantial considering they're actually fighting the digital age. Now, despite the actual recent box office rebound, the overall industry is still suffering, well, lots and lots of closures. Many theaters have closed across the country. For example, the historic Albany Twin and Cinemark San Francisco Center. Those theaters are actually highlighting the precarious nature of, well, keeping things open right now. Of course, in San Francisco specifically, everything is closing, and we just dropped a few videos about that right here, in case you're interested. With the number of operational theaters significantly lower than pre-pandemic levels, major chains are actually, well, struggling to achieve profitability. And it's not just them, it's pretty much everybody else, whether it be regional or local. Profitability is actually a big problem for the big chains because they have a lot of underperforming locations, and those things are weighing them down rather substantially. Cinema giants like AMC, Cinemark, Cineworld, and a few others are one thing, but of course, as I mentioned, the smaller chains and locals are really being hit in the wallet. Is it streaming that's actually killing the bottom line? I don't think so. And I don't think anybody that's serious about this matter thinks so either. What actually seems to be happening, or what it appears to be anyway, is that the audience is just done with bad, over-bloated films. And is that the thing that's killing theaters? Here we go. So, why did the filmmaker bring a ladder to a struggling theater? Because they heard that the box office numbers needed a little bit of a boost.
Wait. What was that?
As we enter the new era of film exhibition, a recent report from VIP, which I look at quite often because their numbers are good, reveals that the number of operational theaters stood at 5,000 at the end of 2023. Now, that's reflecting a loss of about 500 theaters since January of 2020. It's not quite catastrophic compared to the depths of the wholesale loss of small businesses during the ill-conceived pandemic lockdowns, yet the financial challenges here persist for major and local chains alike. Of course, analysts are going to be making predictions of profitability for chains like Cinemark and IMAX, but it's apparently not filtering down to probably the biggest one, AMC. Despite AMC's expansive reach because of the number of locations that they are expected to struggle to turn a profit because of the operational costs of so many locations, especially unprofitable ones. I mean, seriously, many of these locations are in areas that people are absolutely abandoning, fleeing, running away from because of, well, poor leadership in the community and a rise in uncontrolled crime. Why is that happening?
Your leadership is weak.
Anyway, while the box office has seen easily predictable successes, such as Super Mario Bros. The movie, well, and many more, weekends in between major releases remain a struggle to get the attendance levels back up to the pre-pandemic numbers that, well, keep the theaters afloat. And this is where there's a huge gulf or disconnect between myself and people in the industry. There simply are no small or mid-level films out there that are of any kind of quality being released regularly and promoted. They just don't seem to exist. And truly, this is the reason why audiences aren't regularly visiting the theaters often. I mean, you've already broken the habit. Let's just be clear about that. You've probably lost about 20% of your audience permanently, but you're alienating even more because the studios aren't giving the theaters anything to work with. However, these experts seem to think that streaming platforms like Amazon and Apple are going to step in and fill in these gaps, these things that we absolutely need in theaters, these mid-level films. I mean, they're making significant investments in theatrical releases. There's no doubt about that. And the jury is actually still out on those streaming giants offering these films during those slower periods, because you're going to see things like, I don't know, Amazon's Air with Ben Affleck, or Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon, and Ridley Scott's Napoleon. That's going to show up over on Apple. But their commitment to supporting the theatrical experience, I say it's still nothing more than experimental at this point, because they really don't offer a full theatrical release window. They're usually a limited release, and they are often not distributed widely, which is absolutely what you need to fill in those quote-unquote gaps. Now, the VIP report, they had attempts to shed some light on the financial outlook for major theatrical chains, with an ongoing battle for profitability and a potential symbiotic relationship between theatrical theaters and streaming platforms. And I think it's a stretch to make some of those assumptions. I mean, honestly, this report is grasping at straws. I do agree that the future of movie theaters hangs in the balance as the industry navigates a changing consumer behavior, but the answer is very simple, and I've already said it. Just make more inexpensive, engaging, quality films without any of the baubles or the bluster of these giant mega tentpoles. They're unneeded, and they wear an audience out, especially over 2 hours, which I still think is a crime.
It's crime.
So I guess the question remains is, will theaters come around and actually demand that the studios make more low-budget quality films full of good writing and stories and, of course, great characters? Or will they remain apathetic and exist from tentpole to tentpole? I really hope they come around. I guess we'll see. Now, this video is particularly short because I really want your feedback on this one. Will theaters actually survive? Will they thrive, or will they die?
Dead, Jim.
Those are 3 very important questions. Is there any other way to fix the issues with empty theaters other than the ones that I've mentioned? And like I said, I really want your feedback here. And with that, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye.